It's time to grow potatoes. So let me answer a couple of your frequently asked questions about growing spuds. If you look closely, you'll see that these are certified seed potatoes. But what are certified seed potatoes and why should you plant them over the spuds that have sprouted in the bottom of your pantry from the supermarket? Well, certified seed potatoes are certified virus-free. So they're grown in locations which are regularly tested to make sure that they do not have several potato viruses which can severely damage and impact your crops. If you plant sprouted spuds that have come from the supermarket, there's a chance that you could introduce these viruses into your garden and impact your future potato crops. So always best to buy certified seed potatoes. To chit or not to chit? That's the most commonly asked question I get. Chitting your potatoes basically just means allowing them to sprout and get a few eyes or sprouts appearing from their eyes like this. Now, the great thing about chitting is it gives your spuds a head start once they get into the ground. So if you're in a place that still has a relatively cool spring, the chitting process can help give them a head start once they get out into your garden. All you need to do is pop them onto a sunny windowsill in a warm spot indoors and they will sprout like this in about 1 or 2 weeks. To cut your spuds or to plant them whole? I plant mine whole because I'm lazy and I don't want the extra step of cutting them. But if you do want to cut them, you need to make sure that each section that you cut it into has some sprouts or some eyes. So it's good to do it after they've chitted. Then you will just cut them into pieces. You can cut them into up to sort of 4, potentially even 6 pieces, depending on how big the potato is. And then you'll leave these pieces to sit on that same windowsill and they will callus over or dry over on those cut edges and then they're ready to plant. If you plant them right now, then there's a risk that they might rot. Determinate or indeterminate potatoes? What's the difference? Indeterminate potatoes continue to grow up and they need to be hilled up around them or extra soil added if you're growing them in a potato bag. This will increase the harvest and you'll get potatoes growing at different levels throughout the height that they grow. Determinate varieties grow to a set height and produce their potatoes downwards rather than up their stem. So there's no need to hill these up. The great thing about indeterminate varieties is that they have a really high yield. Determinants, on the other hand, don't require hilling, so they're a little bit less maintenance throughout the growing season. Which one do you choose? It's completely up to you. Maybe try a bit of both and see which you prefer. Here are some examples of indeterminate potato varieties, but it's not the complete list. And here are some examples of determinate varieties. Finally, which potato should you choose for your place? Well, that's completely personal preference. Look for spuds that eat the way that you like to eat potatoes. So if you love boiling and mashing, look for potatoes that are best for that. If you're a roaster and you love your potatoes nice and crispy, then look for potatoes that are perfect for that. If you're looking for something completely different, then you can try things like Kipflers or purple Congos, something that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Whichever spuds you decide to grow, just remember they're an easy and very rewarding crop to grow.